And we are live. How you doing, Clyde?
Great. How about yourself?
Good, good. Can't complain. Just like I said, relaxing around the house before going back to work tomorrow. So, what watch you wearing today?
Actually, I'm wearing my tried and trusty Omega vintage
Nice.
Chronostop Seamaster, oversized.
Okay, nice. I'm still wearing the visor, and I'm thinking about switching it out tomorrow. I'm not sure what I want to switch to yet, but I'm probably gonna swap it out finally after about 2 weeks wearing it.
Well, I'm just kind of wondering
So,
how your taste in watches is going to be changed after
mhm.
access to all these higher brand watches.
Yeah, so far it hasn't really changed too much. So far, I still find myself, eyeing the little ones, micro brands, stuff like that. What's up, Howdy? How you doing, bud? What's up, Cowboy Swami? How you guys doing? What are you guys wearing? Any comments? But yeah, so far my taste hasn't really changed too much. Like, I mean, I still appreciate all kind of watches, but I don't see myself actually buying a lot more watches now, though. Not personally, anyways. I
Right.
don't know. What about you?
Well, likewise, I think this is not the time to buy. Well,
Unless you do what I do for a living.
yeah. Well, or you find an exceptional deal on one. Yeah. But this is the time to absolutely exercise the utmost discretion when buying.
Hmm.
Yeah, I kind of feel sorry for guys that are getting new people into the hobby because man, they're getting screwed all around.
Yeah. What's up, Slats man? How you doing, bud? We're okay. Happy New Year's to you too.
And I'm still trying to consolidate.
I hear you. Like I said, I've got nothing really left except for I have like an Orient. Of course, my Sega Orange Monster that I always say never going anywhere. Um, Pieces like that, a couple Timex. That's pretty much kind of it right now. I mean, I might, as far as like collection goals for this year, I might end up buying. I still, of course, as you know, want to rebuy that Breitling,
Oh
but
yeah,
I'll buy it at the right price though. I ain't gonna buy it. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I,
yeah.
I
No,
mean, I'm in no rush for that one.
yeah. Now, sometimes going through all the vintage ones, some of these are going to be involve some tough choices because, as you know, I've got a couple of vintage Breitlings that are just showstoppers.
Okay. Hey, have you looked at that bomb in Mercier anymore?
No, the funny part is that my collaborator or my consigner, he's basically saying, "Well, I'll get it that way," and then when the I've kind of been telling him about what behind the lines on the project watch. He's like, "Well, that way I'll trade you that for a project watch." I'm thinking, no,
Cartier on the hot list. I mean, Rolex has always been on the hot list, but I kind of feel Cartier is finally getting some of the attention they deserve, don't you, Clyde?
yeah, I think so. Um,
Beforehand, I feel like a lot of watch enthusiasts even kind of wrote it off as a fashion brand, wouldn't you say?
oh, I would say so, yeah. But you know, they have a new CEO at the helm, I believe, and they're making a lot of right moves. And
Oh, definitely.
you know, and actually even with the Tank and the Santos, th-
I love the Santos. That's a killer watch.
yes. Now, what I really want to see them do though is I want to see how Rolex used to do special watches for Domino's Pizza.
Uh huh.
See, I want Cartier to do the same, step in their place and start doing the same thing.
Happy New Year to you too, Dave. Same to you. But yeah, definitely. I can see that happening, like where they
Yeah,
kind of engrave like the company logo either on the dowel or throw it like on the back of the case back.
right. Santos, Domino's, Santos. Anyway, sorry.
I remember Cartier was really big. What in the '90s, weren't they?
Yeah, and they're still make good watches.
Hmm.
And I would say two watches to look at is I'd say a Cartier Santos, especially at MS. I think that and MSRP is still a good deal.
Yeah. Or if you buy it, if you can get it at an even better buy.
Yeah, or JLC Reverso.
Definitely. We sold it like within like 3 4 days again. We had that green now reverso, the limited one.
Yeah.
We had that one. That's a killer watch.
Now, Higher from Texas says I like the caliber to caliber Cartier diver as well. Looks great on a strap. Yeah, and actually, I think Mark has one of those and loves it.
And see that might be where my taste in watches kind of changed too, because now I can kind of get away with wearing kind of a little bit dressier pieces to work too. Like I don't have to worry about bashing them up like I used to.
But and again, geez, everything. There's so many things. I'm surprised. I'm surprised the Santos are still out there. I'm surprised they're as affordable as they can be. That's almost got to be an oversight by the watch buying community.
Definitely. I feel like a lot of people kind of like in the same boat that I used to be in, like where, with my work, obviously you can't, like we had a client, I won't mention his name or anything, but we had a client come in, was a plumber, he owned his own plumbing company, and he sold us a watch. I won't say which one or anything, and he was talking about, I mainly just wear G-Shocks. So like
Yep.
somebody like that obviously is not gonna, buy a Cartier to wear around all the time.
No. Well, or he can if it's
Yeah,
in a Cartier, and on the other hand, a Reverso would be something like that.
definitely. And the Santos is already priced. No longer any good buys.
Sorry. So he's okay. It could be maybe those. Yeah, it could be maybe. I think Longines. I think Glass Sutra Original.
Yeah,
Matter of fact,
Longines.
I was on
The
the
new.
Go
Oh,
ahead.
sorry. I was just gonna say the new. What is that? The new Master Collection from Longines, that
Yeah.
Heritage.
Yep.
That's a killer buy for what 19? Is it $1,900 somewhere around there?
Oh yeah, they've got a few. They've got a few in there.
And it's along the lines of a Black Bay, as far as like looks. I feel like, don't you?
I think it definitely reminiscent of it in a few ways.
And
But
Tudors, the Black Bays are still good buys.
yeah, actually, and good, solid, dependable watches. I think it's where Rolex
Exactly.
was 20 years ago.
Oh,
And again, it's just like where Rolex was 20 years ago. If you could find the right one you want pre-owned for, you're still ahead of the
oh
game.
yeah,
Remember,
definitely.
remember back where the thing about Rolex was that it didn't gain money, you just didn't lose as much money.
Yeah.
It had the least resale loss.
Now it's like if you buy anything at the AD price, you're gonna pretty much make money.
Yeah. Well, the Santos is already priced in. No good longer any good buys. It depends. I think it's still possible to get some of those. Get chummy with an 80. I still think you get some of those at.
There's AD here in Philly at the King of Prussia Mall.
Exactly.
So, but yeah, I feel like they can still be had at decent prices.
Yep. Exactly.
Did a good few months of traveling in November, December, you'd be surprised at how many airport clocks in Asia are sponsored by Ulysses Nardine. That's actually an underappreciated brand. I feel like the Maxi Marine, like yeah, they have some oddball stuff, but I feel like the Maxi Marine and like the UN, like the Freak and stuff like that. I feel like those are kind of good buys, wouldn't you say, Clyde?
Yeah, I think Ulysses Nardin is plenty a brand to check out.
And that might be an up and comer.
And it's nice that you're get some traveling now. I've been reading actually even today that they canceled a whole bunch of flights today because everyone's sick.
Oh, I'm hoping that doesn't happen. I'm planning on making a flight back home probably here in another month or so for a weekend. It's only like an hour and 40-minute flight back to the beach. It's like a 10.5 hour drive.
Now, Cowboy Swimming asked, I used to have my own channel. I'll still put something up every once in a while. I won't keep it up very long because the watch market is so crazy. What was relevant even 6 months ago, I don't think really is anymore.
Yeah, Alpina, that's a great brand. Great brand, excuse me.
Yep.
Nice. Do you live here in Philly, Cowboy Swimming?
King of Prussia Mall.
Yep. I mean, that mall has a lot of 80s there.
Oh, yeah.
It's a huge mall. So if you're in the Philly area and you want to check out some watches, it's definitely the place to go to. Traveling is going to be difficult again, Q1 2022.
I was actually watching something by YouTube channel by a retired virologist, I think, John Campbell out of the UK. And apparently he's talking about studies out of South Africa that are showing that apparently if you've got through Omicron all right and have antibodies, that's going to protect you from even Delta.
That's what I had was the Omicron, and I got both my shots too. So knock on wood. Hopefully, I'll be all right. Good to go.
Yeah. Yep.
So,
And under Stephen Watch Collector, I've been hearing the same thing about that. I've also, for months now, I've been hearing about how the Chinese real estate market has taken a giant, huge, flaming dump.
Well, their president doesn't want to have speculation in their market, I don't think, right?
Yeah.
Basically, it's what he's trying to stop. And then what they were saying with the watches, like a lot of the import police, whatever, their airport police, like the normal guy's not going to know you're wearing $100,000 watch and taking it abroad. You know,
unless it's a Rolex.
Exactly, just like this Vacheron. I mean, I can wear it almost anywhere, and they're not going to know it's almost $40,000 watch. You know what I mean?
Right. Unless they're not going to draw attention to it unless it's Rolex iced or bust down.
They think it's going to be like a $200-$300 Citizen tops. You know?
Right.
So, but I think that's kind of what they were saying for the whole Chinese thing, why they're investing more into watches, which is good. I mean, it's good and bad.
Well, how's the weather up there? It's colder than a witch's tit down here in the flyover.
Believe it or not, it was like 55. It's not sunny, of course, but it's like 55 18. Here in Philly.
It's 18. It might get up to 33 today. Ooh.
That sucks. Yeah, I hadn't, knock on wood, I hadn't experienced a real cold weather yet, but they're saying here another month or two, it'll probably get like possible snow weather. So,
Tuesday, February, we had a blizzard. The likes I can't even remember. I maybe being a kid, like in the 70s, getting weather like snow like that, but not down here in Oklahoma. And it was, yep.
I was gonna say, anyone, Howdy from Texas, saying anyone getting any AD Rolexes anymore? I see the ADs, and they're just, believe it or not, I played the fifth on that one. Not saying we buy from the 80s, but I just played the fifth on that one. I think some more people are starting to get some.
Nice. Well, it's I think I've already read between your lines, but all right.
No, we don't. That's what I'm saying. But we know people that get them directly.
But on the other hand, if people are getting them, flipping them, you would probably notice, hey, we're getting a lot more Rolexes than we don't really get.
Yeah.
So
and I think they're pumping out production. And I think even Mark had mentioned that they're usually off this month, but I guess they're staying in open.
Yeah,
at Rolex.
Who knows?
So
yeah.
Hey, William, how you doing, bud?
The Rizzo, the Chizzo. So I wanted to say any of mine. Of course, I've got the overseas version 1, as you know. I've got the 1530 and the 1630 up on consignment.
Yeah.
And
nice.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I think the 1630 might go pretty quick, and if it does, it'll go into
into the watch you're not supposed to talk about, huh?
Exactly.
Hey, Thomas, how you doing, bud? It's time for me to steal the leads.
I wonder if Hotsy's going to join this time.
I don't know. I don't know if people do you guys get my notifications, or does it take a minute since we've been on? Let me know down in the comments if you guys actually.
I do. You send me a message saying, "Hey, you want to go on?" And
well, I know that, but I'm talking about YouTube in general. Does it notify everybody?
See, now it depends. I could actually open up another one down. Maybe start typing up the name, see what shows up. That's a good way. That's if someone's lurking. That's a way to flesh them out.
But yeah, as far as like collection goals, like I said, I don't really have too many, believe it or not, this year. What's up, Neville? How you doing, bud? What about you? You're pretty much trying to consolidate still too?
I'm trying to consolidate, yeah. And it's tough sometimes. And there's like a couple of my chronographs, my vintage chronographs I'm having worked on. I'm hoping to get them back. I'm like, pacing the floor, waiting for him. The Methy Tissot, which nice, beautiful vintage, and the Croton first edition.
Now that's actually a brand that's been kind of revitalized in the last year or so, isn't it, Matthew Tissot?
Yep.
I feel like I've seen some more of their newer stuff come out.
However, this one's like 1940s.
Okay.
So, good old white dial.
Now, were they part of Tissot?
Maybe, I think. I'm looking at some interesting straps, says Hiding for Texas this month. Stingray, perhaps, might help me. Yeah. Your watches need some new shoes, Howdy. Get them some new shoes.
Plumbing issues. I got you. I actually had been thinking about buying. Speaking of Tissot, I've still been thinking about buying that new PRX. I feel that's a good buy for $700 something for an automatic in house. Or no, it's not in house. It's the Edmund, right?
Right.
But it's still what, like 80-hour power reserve.
Well, on the other hand, Tissot's owned by that's Swatch. You could if it's ETA, since Tissot is a Swatch company, you could say in house.
And for the bang for buck, I mean, just get a black dial, call it a day, and they're versatile, you know.
What I would love if they came up with one without a date, I'd be on that like stink on shit.
Yeah.
I'd be all over that like ugly on a monkey.
I hear you. But yeah, it's got the Gerald Gentle look. I mean, for the price, you can't really beat it.
But, except the only thing is, they've got that date set so far in. It's just like, you're obviously using a spec movement with a spacer.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, other than that, like I said, I've got no real big plans for the collection besides, rebuying that Breitling at some point and probably buying that Tissot.
Yep, and it's just like Have you seen a Philippe de Force Simplicity yet or not?
Mm-mm.
Oh, yeah. I'd love to see one. I'd love to see one up close. I'd like to see one in real life, but those fuckers are getting so crazy. They're going literally 7 figures.
That's crazy.
Yep. Well, before they were solidly well into 6 figures. Of course, 5 years back, they were 5.
You saw that Christophe Claret I sent you a picture of, right?
Yeah.
That thing is crazy. We got one of those, and that's going to be selling probably for 6 figures. Which is crazy. I think I'm gonna probably keep an eye out. I'm probably gonna do a video on it. I think he wants me to do a video on that one.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because that's one I've never heard of before. I'm like, huh.
If you actually look up the watch, Roman has a couple of videos on it already when he had them back in the day, and they're actually limited to like 21 pieces. Obviously, Blackjack 21. So,
yeah,
I don't know. We'll see. It's nothing I would wear personally, but it's still a cool piece to see.
Yeah.
Something different.
The Philippe de Force, of course, even and it's 7 figures with 37 millimeter. Go figure that. But it is just, I think if you buy out just the quintessential, just the essence, boiled down, that just a watch, a great three-hander watch, and nothing more.
Mm-hmm.
The essence of horology.
Went to his first Howdy from Texas. Went to his first FP Jorn showroom.
Yep.
Oh, they're definitely killer watches in person. It's one of those things you definitely have to handle in person. Would you say?
I would think so. Yes.
I mean, pictures just don't do justice.
Does Roman have any Urban Jerkensons?
That I know of, we don't have any in stock.
Okay. Yep.
4 is supposedly even, yeah.
Well, the funny part is that Bill actually came up with Roger Dubuis came up with like homage watch years before the Simplicity, and apparently Philippe was looking over his shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
And when he came up with the Simplicity, so but even the Roger Dubuis homage watches are now going for well into 5 figures.
Yeah, everything's going ridiculous. We had a couple. I don't know if they sold yet or not, but we had a couple Roger Dubuis come in a couple of weeks ago. Is that who did Federico start out with him working for Roger Dubuis?
Piaget, I think.
Oh, PJ, but he worked for them at some point, didn't he?
Possibly.
I feel like I remember him saying in one or two of his videos.
Yep.
D4 is supposed to be even higher. So as far as we've already went over our collection goals, so what would you like to see companies come out with this year as far as like 2022? Like what watch would you like to see?
See, I don't know.
Besides the project watch, I know you're smitten with that one.
That is beyond anything. I mean,
but I mean like a company like say not Rolex. Rolex is too simple. A company like say Zenith or somebody like that. What would you like to see somebody like that come out with?
I'd like to see Longines move up a little bit, go into more into in-house pieces.
Okay.
Instead of outsourcing everything. Quit making everything so damn thick. I would like to,
and they have oddball lug sizes too, don't they? Usually like 21 millimeter. Like go down to maybe make them 20 mil.
I'd like to see Zenith, Omega, and Tag Heuer kind of bring their product lines under the heel a little bit.
Okay, you mean less limited editions?
Less limited editions and just less crap. They've got so many. Like for instance, well, let me put it this way: like 2019 or 20, like the last year that they took part of Basil World, Breitling came out with 74 references for Basil World.
Mm-hmm.
That is that's too much. That basically means they're struggling, they're flailing, they don't know what they don't know what they want, they don't know what we want. So they're just doing the spaghetti approach.
See, I don't know. I'm on the opposite end of that. Like I feel like Breitling, since they got the new ownership, what was it, 2 years ago?
Yeah.
That I feel like they're going in the right direction finally. I feel like
that needs a dive watch. Okay.
That would be cool to see.
Here's what I want. Okay, my biggest thing, I want Block Pain to do a new edition of the mil spec, 40 millimeters, and don't make it a goddamn special edition or limited edition.
Okay.
And sell it for say $11,000.
That's actually pretty doable by then, probably.
Yeah, I think.
I mean, below that's theirs. I mean, how much is the below one?
Yeah, even on a strap for $11,000. I think if they did that, they might actually give Rolex a run for their money. I think they would take people away. I mean, take people's eyes away from the Submariner.
Mm-hmm. And it would actually be something you can actually get too.
Yeah.
Because usually you can get Blancpain at the 80, at least the 80 I work with, you can usually get them.
But Blancpain loves Hodinkee. Oh, I'd love to new Hodinkee. I'd love to new Hodinkee from orbit.
William Rizzo saying no need for the same Seamaster on the Aquaterra.
Yeah.
Yeah, underachieving watch collector. Yeah, that they do. I mean, I love Blancpain too. You know that was one of my grails for a while. One I haven't really seen in person yet that I really, and I know you're not a fan. You're gonna shake your head, but I say it is the Glessuit to the CQ.
Okay, you're right. I'm not a fan, but I could see right now. Yeah. I'd love to see Tag reuse some of their Heuer back current revival watches, Camaro, the Jagger, and the Octavia range, like the Derek Bell. Yeah, absolutely.
That would be pretty cool. Now I know the Dare is technically semi-retired, but he still kind of is at the helm of Tag, right?
Yeah.
Like he still kind of helps run him, right?
Yeah, I need to pull up my Heuer Big Eyes. Might have to spend some quality time with that.
And that's one company too that's kind of the last year or so has been going in the right direction. I feel like.
Yeah. Well, my Heuer is not a Tag Heuer; it's a Heuer.
Yeah, the actual vintage one.
Yeah.
And he rebought the the Hoyer lineup back, didn't he?
Yep. I'd love to see Gallet get a little bit more reasonable with their
Okay.
programs.
I've actually spoken with him a couple times. He's actually a pretty cool guy, the owner of the company.
Yeah.
I've spoken with him on Facebook Messenger. He's actually fairly reachable, and he's real knowledgeable too.
Oh, he is, and believe it or not, it's literally one of the oldest watch and clock companies in human history.
Mm-hmm.
Like Richard the Richard the Second.
Yeah. And they used to do a lot of like racing chronometers, didn't they?
Yep.
For like what is it, 24 hours of like Monaco and the Daytona races and stuff like that. What's up, Neo? How you doing, bud?
But yeah, reissue that. Like I said, I'd love to see Longines move up market a little bit.
Okay.
I think this would be the time to.
I can see that. They used to be considered really high end back in the day.
Oh yeah, yeah. They were literally right below Rolex.
And then I guess the quartz crisis kind of stopped that.
Yep. Hodinky, I hate these guys. Literally. Gallet was making clocks before watches. So clocks, like in the 14th fucking century, like 1300 and something. That's a long time.
Like back in the days of Leonardo da Vinci and all of them, right?
Yeah, just about.
So, which is crazy to think.
Howdy.
But
I think
yeah,
so much. Yeah. Trying to think what else. Gerd Lang, Chronoswiss was the head of race and sports filming at Hoyer during the Jack Hoyer days. I could see that. Boy, I tell you what, if the Chronoswiss,
65 long. Is that the Admiral, William? Didn't it used to be the Admiral? Was the old Longines, Clyde?
No, Longines. That's like Rolex. You mean the old Rolex Submariner?
No, I mean the old Longines. Didn't it used to be called the Admiral?
No, that was a product line.
Okay.
I've got one from the 40s, which is oversized, from like 1943.
Okay.
And it's not. Yeah, it's not an Admiral. It's more
60s
like
was top was.
Yep.
Okay.
And Omega was probably even higher, probably standing toe to toe with Rolex, frankly.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people consider it a little bit better.
Well, Rolex used to be, they still are, but they used to be considered a tool watch. I mean,
yep.
A lot of people tend to forget that, but even nowadays, I would still consider them a tool watch, even though they're higher end.
I think they're getting further and further away from it.
I mean, they're base models, like the Polar Explorer, the Submariner. I feel like those are still considered tool watches.
You mean the Oyster Perpetual, yeah. But even the Oyster Perpetual, it's colors. It's down to colors. Get with a light blue one, and it'll sell for 3 times, 4 times, 5 times.
We've got a couple of the Tiffany's in.
To me,
it's ridiculous. Like from week to week, how much prices are going up on those things.
Yep, and for me, that's just saying stay the hell away from it. I mean, if I got a call from my AD,
well, if you could buy one at AD, definitely, because you can only make money on it,
Neo says, "Dude, Rolex is a luxury piece of jewelry, it's not a tool." And yeah, I think it's getting further and further away from it. I think that even the professional pieces are getting more and more. They're well blinged up.
I can see that. Just like my favorite Daytona actually is the Oyster Flex, the Everose.
Yeah,
that's a killer piece. That's one of the things that has changed since I've been dealing more with the higher end stuff. Like I do prefer the Daytona Oyster Flex Everose compared to even the Panda or the Black Dial, personally.
Well, and the thing is, I've just never have been particularly struck by a Daytona. Just Rolex, the tilt watch, which comes in gold.
In gold. Have you seen the Oyster Flex one though with the Everose?
Oh yeah, I have.
It's kind of under the radar for a gold watch, kind of, until you see the gold, obviously.
To watch Michael Ditch, Oyster Still, which is a skimming steel used for chemical tubing. Well, Michael, don't get it. I mean, like I said, I'm not standing in line or paying like 3 times MSRP. So, yeah, I think they're great watches, but they are great, exceptional watches, but they are mass produced. Let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
There's a little handwork, but not a whole lot.
They're about as mass produced as Coca-Cola, right?
Just about, yeah. Now, would you pardon me for just one moment?
Yeah.
I don't want to clash on your program.
You're good.
Thanks.
But while Clyde is gone for a second, what do you guys' watch goals for this year? In the comments, what do you guys want to add to the collection? Are you wanting to consolidate, or are you not really spending much money at all for your collection? What all do you guys also want to see come out in 22 for watches for this year? Zen 556A. That's a great piece. Devil. I got to review one of those a while back. That might actually be one I add to the collection at some point too. That's a great everyday kind of dealer watch too. So sickle. You keep saying that, Neil. Take a 3-month break. Sometimes we got to take a break too, though. More invested in vintage watches. Okay. Have you made any new vintage watch purchases, Thomas? Has anybody bought anything already for this year? Looking for a date just 41. Okay, that's definitely doable, William. I mean, we get a lot of those in. Those are kind of I hate to say it, they're kind of a dime a dozen kind of watch, but they're a good looking watch though for the price. Okay, Underachieving saying he's going to purge many of his affordable and take a break. Okay, and then Neville saying Stova watches are good watches, wouldn't you say, Clyde?
Yeah, good honest watch. William Rizzo, Blue Datejust. Are you talking about blue Romans or just blue indices?
Yeah, the 41. I mean, those are great. I was just telling him that's what I was talking about. I was like, they're great watches. They're a dime a dozen. I mean, we get a lot of those in, but I mean, they're still durable. They're still reliable, and like I said, you can't go wrong with them. I have a watch. Okay, what watch do you have coming in underachieving?
Smooth bezel and oyster. Yeah, that
Okay.
makes sense because that is the closest you can get to like a Rolex. I almost consider that to be a sports watch.
Definitely. William Rizzo saying a smooth bezel on the Oyster. And Dave Opticar is saying to get a no date Omega Railmaster. That's a cool watch.
Yeah.
What's up, Amin? How you doing, bud? What about you, Amin? What are you gonna do with your collection? You gonna consolidate? You gonna add more? I know Amin just got a Batman, Clyde.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he got one from the 80.
Cool.
Eternal Royale, Kontiki. I like the Kontiki, the Eternals. Those are pretty cool watches. No purchases. I missed out on a 1960s IWC. That's pretty cool. Vintage IWC. Goes with this Aquaterra.
Aquaterras are a damn good watch. I think it's one of the best bargains in horology out there.
Add more slowly. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you've already got a great collection, bud.
Yeah.
But let's see. But yeah, as far as that goes, like I said, I don't really have any other plan. Possibly another Zen or a Doxa, possibly. at some point this year for me too. But other than that, I really don't have any huge purchase plans. But yeah, we're going on about 35 minutes. You about ready to call it a day, Clyde, or you want to keep going
Sure.
for a little bit?
Either way, whatever you feel like.
Okay, I mean, I can keep going for a little bit. Because, like I said, I'm just going to relax and my Sunday off, go back to work tomorrow. So,
Right.
glad you didn't walk away from Batman because stickers were being removed. The sticker gate, huh?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, and of course I took that money and I bought the rare birds. I bought the 1530 and I bought the 1630. So yes, I'm just crying. I'm so
You sold the AP, correct?
yeah. Out with eye blotches.
Yeah. That's actually one brand that's I'm kind of on the fence about with AP. Like they're kind of big even for me.
You haven't spent enough time with Roman, obviously.
Which watch is your avatar?
Oh, that's my Hamilton.
Okay. You said you're wearing your Amiga, right?
Right. Yes, at the moment.
Okay. Man. But yeah, I guess that's about all I got for today. If you about ready to call it a day, then I guess.
Sure.
All right, guys. Thanks everybody for joining in. Thanks, Clyde, for coming on. And we will see you guys in the next one.
Okay.
See you guys later.